Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Michaels that were in my house. Hawk Trace Court, Marietta, 30066. Well, plus, okay, so when Michael was born, we lived with David and Wendy in a 2-bedroom apartment in Brookhaven. It wasn't, I don't think my name was on the lease. It was David and Wendy, or just Wendy on the lease, or I think she sublet it from someone. I don't really know. Because I tried to look up the lease and her name wasn't. It was some foreign name. So maybe she sublet it from someone. So, bring Michael home from the hospital. He was in the NICU for like a week. They wouldn't let me see him, wouldn't let me do anything with him because he aspirated his meconium. He had to go get his little antibiotics or whatever. And he had his circumcision. Which, by the way, I think David stole his fucking meds. I don't think he had meds for his little wee-wee. Which really, I think I almost killed him. I think Buck Patterson had to get me out of the room. He cried, screamed bloody murder. I don't think that's wrong. Anyway, so bring Michael home, and he's yellow-haired Michael. Not my Michael. So I don't even know what color his hair is, to be honest with you. I think it was like lightish, like my hair, lightish when he was born. But they shoved him in my face. I had like, I can't see that close. And then whisked him away. So he had a little cone head when he was born because he got stuck and had to have a C-section. So we have yellow-haired Michael. I don't even know who his father is, if he was even my kid. I think he's like uninvolved. Stole somebody's kid out of the hospital, Michael. Maybe his name isn't even Michael. I don't really know. Then we have Yeshua's Michael, who showed up at Hawk Trace. I believe he's shorter than my Michael. He has like yellowish, sandyish hair. Almost identical eye colors. He liked the little Thomas the Train. Then we have Faith Michael, who, when he was a toddler, I was bathing, I popped him in the tub, and I'm looking at his hair going, oh my fucking god, his hair's white. David, did you dye his hair? No, Tara, I did not dye his hair. He comes in the tub bath and he's like, who the hell is that? I don't know. He looked like my kid when I left. He's got the same color eyes. I look at the eyes in the clothes and I wasn't even looking at his hair for some weird reason. So then, looks like Faith Regina Schiro. Yeshua's Michael looks like Yeshua Williams. I don't know who yellow-haired Michael belongs to. Then we have Chaz's Michael showed up. Chaz's Michael looks like Chaz. I used to call him Chaz by accident sometimes. And I'd be like, why the heck am I calling you Chaz? Michael. So I called 911 from day one for my little guy. Excuse me, I don't think this is my kid. Oh, no, ma'am. I showed them the pictures. I'm like, look at these pictures. This is not the same child. It is the same child. No, it is not the same child. So by some miracle of God, I got my Michael back at Davis Elementary. I almost killed you, Barfield. I was 5 minutes early for the late time. Like 5 minutes before the textbook, handbook says you're supposed to call defects. Meaning, they say if you're a minute late picking your kid up and he or she is a pickup car rider, they can call defects. I'm like, I don't, you have to call defects. So I show up 5 minutes before the end of the car line. One kid there standing there talking to Barfield, and I was like, excuse me, Barfield, where's my kid? Well, he usually rides the bus. He does usually ride the bus, but I left him with a note. I called his teacher or emailed her or something and made sure Michael knew he was car rider today. No clue what happened to him. Well, maybe he's on the playground. Why would he be on the playground? Don't you know how to do your job? Where's my kid? I go in and talk to the little lady for ASP. I don't even know her name. She sits there all the time. Excuse me, where's Michael? Do I need to call the police? Do I need to call the FBI? She said, sit down, we'll find him. They found him. They wouldn't tell me where he was. He said he went off to the nice neighborhood with some friends. I'm like, I don't know anyone in that neighborhood. I didn't give him permission. Why the hell do you let him go with some people that I don't even know? Oh no. Did anyone get fired? No. Barfield retired. So Amy Kovic worked at Chili's Toco Hills with me, married Eli Kovic. I don't know her maiden name. She had a child around this like days or a week max difference between Michael and Jackson was her son's name. I let her watch Michael because I figured she had an infant she was going to stay home with. She needed the money. I said, why not? You got a little guy. I can't imagine you would hurt your little guy. Why don't you watch my little guy too? Maybe they can be friends. So she would come to the apartment, and I paid her the same amount that daycare was. I was like, well, I can't pay you anymore because I can just put him in daycare. So I'll pay you the same amount daycare is, and you can watch the little guy. Watch him. I let her, use my formula, do whatever she wanted to do. I brought her food, and I paid her. So maybe she switched the Michaels, maybe she didn't. I don't really know. So that's the history of the Michaels. And the old-timer dude and Monty and Chris Gary were all police officers who responded to my 911 calls about, is this my son or is this not my son? Where's my son? Who's does this belong to? Well, I'm pretty sure we got yellow-haired Michael. Like I said, I don't know who the hell he belongs to. Yeshua Williams Michael. Face Michael. Faith Regina Schiro, who I thought was a woman, obviously is a man. Maybe he's a hermaphrodite. I don't fucking know. And then we have Chaz's Michael, who almost freaking died. I don't know why he came out of Michael's room. Fever. I put him in the little lukewarm bath and called 911. Gave him some. I don't know if I gave him ibuprofen or not, but he was sick. So poor little guy. Anyway, that's Chaz's Michael. And Amy Kovic, I guess I got nothing else to say about that. 911 constantly. Monty always showed up, and I'm like, great, motherfucker. Why can I not get away from these freak shows? Why?